leaving for the 2 Coma Club cruise
on
Friday.
Cruise. Yep. So
and then we'll see you on the Marketers Cruise a few weeks later, Tom.
Yeah.
Donald said, I want to definitely read more informational books next year. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Ty will inbox you some stuff, Donald.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Donald. You know, a good one to start with is Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you've read that one. Or I wouldn't listen to the audio. I would definitely read it. And don't let the title fool you. It's not all about money. It's all about, it's just like getting yourself together.
Well, rich isn't all about money. It's like abundance, everything.
It's about
life
abundance. So relationships, life, and everything. So, but I think the title throws a lot of people off. Like Think and Grow Rich.
I think so.
Right? But once you get into it, you'll see that he's talking about just like all aspects of life. So your spiritual self, your relationships, your finances, and just oneness with yourself as well. So getting to know yourself better too. Right? So
and 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Well, it's 8 habits now, right? They added one more.
I didn't get past it. 7th one.
I don't know. I don't think I got the 8 one. Anyway, but anyway, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. That's a really good one.
That's a good one. Okay, yeah. The other one, Norman Vincent Peale's, right? The Power of Positive Thinking, which is an older book, but it's a really, really good book, The Power of Positive Thinking. That's an awesome book. The other one I would suggest is...
You're welcome, Donna.
Who was that? And then LaDonna said... her goal is to set realistic goals rather than unrealistic goals.
There's no unrealistic goal. You just got to do it in phases.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, you know what? You're right. In phases.
I just think sometimes you have to break them down. Like you
Chop
can't.
it down, right?
Yeah, you can't say.
Yeah.
You can't go from making 40,000 and say I'm going to make 2 million this year.
Right.
I think you need to break it into milestones, but I don't think there's any unrealistic goals, really.
Yeah, that's a very good answer. Yeah. I was actually about to say the same thing. So breaking it down and just looking to see, you know, just saying, okay, well, this is what I want to accomplish within the next 12-month period, right? And then breaking each of those 12 months down. This is what I need to do a month. This is what I need to do a week. This is what I need to do a day. This is what I need to do an hour, all right? And that can apply to anything, right? So even...
weight loss or
losing weight, right?
Just educational goals.
Your relationships, right? You want to be better with your wives, guys. You know, just
or with your kids,
or with your kids also, right? So being intentional. One of my goals is to make sure that our son Tyler stays on the right track. Not that he's been off the right track, but
he's just at that age.
He's at that age, right?
Yeah.
So as part of one of my rituals, after I'm saying thankful, I go in, I'm writing out my goals, and he's in that goal, right? So he's making sure that Tyler stays on track. It's actually in my phone, so I'll look at my phone and I'm writing it out, because there's something about writing, right? So then now, because I'm intentionally looking at it every day, he's at the top of my mind. So now, I can say, hey, Tyler, are you sure you have your homework with you? You're taking it to school? Because there's been days where he might do his homework
and leaves it on a banister.
And then leaves it on a banister or leaves it on his nightstand. So now he's in my goals, top of mind. I can say, Tyler, make sure you put your homework in your book bag, right? So that you get credit for it.
We're also intentionally spending more time with him, because I think when they get that age, they become like little hermits to their self in their rooms. And so just pulling them out. And even if it's good to go do an activity that they want to do, like they always want to ride go-karts. Well, it's not really my best thing to do, but if that's what he wants to do, if that's what we can do to get him to spend more time.
Yeah, we're going to the movies. We went to see The Mule yesterday. So just me and Tyler just hanging out, spending time with each other. So put your kids on your goals. Put your wife on your goals. Put your husband on your goals sheet. Put your significant on your goals sheet. Man, there's so many things.
Maya Bryant said, my goal is to continue working on blocking out the noise. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone is doing around you. I think that's a good point. I think sometimes we get caught up in what this person is achieving or what this person obtained, sometimes materialistically, and sometimes we just need to focus on what it is that we want and not get sidetracked. I think that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the other ones is that's on my list of goals is to be less reactive. Right, so that goes in line with what you're saying. Who was that? Maya? So it goes in line with exactly that. So being less reactive, right? So, and reactive comes into the play of, again, being conscious of your time, being intentional with your time. So if you know that you're going to, and you do this by, right, one of the ways that works well for me and guys like Tom, we were just talking about Tom Bill, is the night before, right, saying, and I want to hold off on those real quick because this is a really good one that Maya has, right? And the night before saying, this is what I plan on doing and accomplishing tomorrow, right? And then when you wake up, that day, also going over it, this is what I plan on doing and accomplishing today. So now when you're super intentional with it, what happens now is you don't let the distractions come into play. And if they do come into play, you're more aware of them now, right? So you're saying, okay, well, my goal here is to make sure that I go in, I exercise, to make sure that I get X, Y, Z done, and to make sure that I get some rest in, or to make sure that I go across town, or whatever it may be, right? So when that unscheduled telephone call comes in, you're more likely to not answer it. Oprah Winfrey I heard something amazing from Oprah the other day where she said to Stedman, like she would see phone calls that would come in and it would be people from that, you know, she knew that if she answered it, she would be on the phone for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or it would be people from people that would be draining, like energy vampires, right? And she said to Stedman, man, you know, I'm like losing so much time in my day by talking to some of these people. I love them, right? And I do very much care for them, but they just take so much from me, whether it's time or energy. And Stedman said something to her very simple. He was like, well, why do you answer the phone? Stop answering the phone. And she was like, it was like an epiphany, like Oprah, right? We think Oprah knows everything almost. And she was like, you know, that's brilliant. Yeah. So just being intentional with your time in that way, where you just, you know, you see the phone ring, sometimes you just don't answer because you're going to go down the rabbit hole. You got to be intentional with your day. Yeah. So, the same with social media, right? The videos, and you're on Facebook. So sometimes I'll post things on Facebook, and I never even look at the comments because I know that it'll take me down the rabbit hole, and I don't have that 5 minutes or 10 minutes to spare at that moment. Yeah, to keep going back and forth. Right? Yeah. So very, very good one, Maya. Thank you.
She says she's definitely doing that daily list. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know how that comes across because... I
don't know if you know who Maya is, but she's one of Summer's pageant ladies. She's like a little mentor to Summer.
Oh, nice. All right.
She's a sweet girl. We love her.
Thank you. All right. Jarvis says, thanks for good sound advice. Me and Jarvis Bryant, we went to Edison School together. Me, Jarvis, and his brother
way back.
Jabbar, a long time ago. That was like an elementary school back there. All right. Tom Bill says, great books that you two mentioned. Think and Grow Rich, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Power of Positive Thinking. Top 5. Tom, what's your top 5? So top 5.
It says The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Lewis. Outwitting the Devil.
Oh, that's a really good one by Napoleon Hill too. Yeah.
80-20 by Perry Marshall. I never wrote that.
Very good one. I actually have that one up on my bookshelf, but I have not read it yet.
Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. We really have that one. And a book by Ty Cohen about his life and journey. Even Joe Vitale, who hears our interview, said he'll be one of the first to buy it.
So Joe Vitale from The Secret.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, so definitely that's in the works right there, Tom. And thank you for the reminder. The other thing is, you know, with that reminder, it reminds me of something else that's very, very, very important when you're shooting to make sure that you achieve your goals, and that is to have an accountability partner.
Yeah.
Right? So Tom, in a sense, right, is holding me accountable. This is the second or third time that he's talking about creating a book around my life story and our life stories, right?
Yeah.
So having someone who can be your accountability partner and having and sharing with that person what it is that you wish to accomplish, what you're going to do in order to get there, right? And who you're going to become. Because sometimes when we want to do something bigger and better than where we're currently at, we have to become someone else, right? Yeah. Like, if I was still the same person that I was when we lived in Bridgeport, then I think our lives would be different right now, right? Totally different. So you have to definitely become someone different, and you need someone to hold you accountable. So now, when you find that person, I think there's 2 things that need to happen when you have an accountability partner. I can't even say the damn word. Right? But the first is have someone that's going to be brutally honest with you. right? So someone